Alright, hello peoples, citizens of YouTube and the internet at large. Thought I'd do a little video today talking about anti-porn wackos and some just a few little observations I've made about various arguments that they tend to make. Now, to be fair, I tend to view anti-porn people the same way I view creationists, flat earthers, and anti-vaxxers. And by that I mean that I generally don't take their arguments, take their worldview very seriously. I don't take it into consideration. Really, I don't think it's something that really needs to be talked about in any serious way or really needs to be refuted whatsoever. And I think you'll see what I mean in a a little bit. So the first big observation that I've made with the anti-porn wackos is they tend to argue from a point of view that porn is sort of inherently addictive, and that anyone who watches porn, must be an addict, right? Must have some porn addiction, right? And I just I just can't help but think that this is just a totally silly point of view. That clearly comes from people who they themselves don't watch porn or don't really know anybody who watches porn for whatever fucking reason. I mean, they don't need to. Like, who cares what you watch or not? But I just think of this as a very dishonest point of view to argue from. And the way they tend to present it, it's not like, oh, porn, is possibly addictive, that the potential is there. Like, I don't deny that the potential to be addicted to porn is there. In fact, I've known people that I knew for a fact had a porn addiction. So I know it's a thing. I don't deny it. But to create some weird caricature that everyone who watches porn just has some crippling addiction to it, I think is just dishonest, and it doesn't really make any sense whatsoever. And then my next two points, which are kind of interconnected, they're kind of could almost be seen as kind of the same point, and that is they tend to view porn as something which is somehow uniquely misogynistic, uniquely negative, or uniquely abusive towards women. Somehow uniquely negative towards women, even though there are probably just as many men who participate in the making of porn, just as many men in the porn industry, not to mention the shit tons of gay porn which exist out there. But no, all the men in porn, they're not being harmed in any way, shape, or form. No, it's just the women. The women are being hurt. So therefore, porn is misogynistic. Therefore, porn is bad. So I just view that as a silly point of view. I also view it as kind of contradictive in a way, because I think the only way they can really have that point of view is if in some way, shape, or form they are being a little misogynistic themselves, because they're kind of making the point that, like, basically women lack any real autonomy whatsoever, and that they're just being all around exploited completely, and that they themselves have no autonomy, that women have no autonomy whatsoever. They have no say in the matter, and so they just get lured and seduced by the possibility of making some money and maybe getting a little bit of fame, which no one really goes into porn to get famous. Maybe to make money, but no one really goes to porn to get famous. And the last point, and this kind of ties into with the whole, bad for women thing, and that is that somehow the porn industry is uniquely exploitative, and they usually make the point that it's exploitative of women, and they usually don't bother to mention how it can be, bad for men at all, or that, they fail to see how all the points they're making about how it's bad for women, it could also be made about men. But yeah, they have the audacity to make the point that somehow the porn industry is uniquely exploitative of people, uniquely exploitative. As though big corporations like McDonald's, Walmart, and Amazon, they're not exploiting their workers. They don't exploit people. It's just the porn industry. You see, the porn industry exploits people. It's not, you know. So, I think at this point you can be able to see why I generally don't view these points of view or arguments. Well, generally speaking, I view anti-porn people as kind of just a bunch of fucking weirdos and with views that don't make any sense or that are kind of contradictory. So yeah, that's it. That's the video. That's the sizzling nuclear hot take I'm dropping today. So see you again, guys.